Doesn't look like Tyler Perry's going to own BET after all. Oh well.
Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited. John Haynes, the man with nothing to lose. The man who rules the world runs into the irresistible force of a man with nothing to lose in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get the regular and variant editions of John Haynes, the man with nothing to lose on Amazon.com today.
Looks like Tyler Perry ain't gonna get a chance to own BET after all. Paramount Global has decided to withdraw its offer to put the BET Media Group up for sale. Now, the BET Media Group contains the BET cable network, the channel VH1, and also consists of the BET streaming service. And all of these assets were put up for sale by Paramount Global, who is desperate to go out here and raise cash as related to trying to maintain its struggling oligarchy, which is billions in dollars in debt from purchasing the Paramount Plus streaming service. Now, Paramount Global wanted to get $3 billion for the sale of BET's media group. Unfortunately, bids were not coming in, surpassing the $3 billion threshold they wanted to get for these assets. Now, back in 2000, when Paramount Global purchased these assets from Bob Johnson, they thought they were going to have an asset that was going to accrue in value. Unfortunately, the BET Media Group has not accrued in value, and it hasn't really accrued in value for several reasons. The first reason the BET Media Group really has not accrued in value has to do with the content they've put on the network, which alienated viewers over the last 23 years. Now, the BET network, when it was run by Bob Johnson, was known for putting on extremely intelligent content that presented a positive view of black life, showing us HBCU football games, showing us life as related to black fraternities and sororities, and showing lots of positive shows like rock, and also presenting lots of music videos. So the content changed from that positive content to more ghetto and hood style content as it became owned by then Viacom and now owned by Paramount Global, and the content on BET was not really appealing to black audiences outside of those who like ghetto content like the BET Awards, and that's what's led to a lot of people walking away from BET over the last 23 years. Now, the second thing that led to people walking away from BET was the TV going digital. Now, in 2009, the government decided that we would switch from ASTC analog signals to NSTC digital signals like the rest of the world. And with that change, they thought that people would continue watching television. Unfortunately, what happened with this change was a lot of people had incentive to go out here and walk away from television. This and the continuing increase in price for cable television has led to a lot of people going out here and cutting the cord as related to television. And instead of people going out here looking to buy converter boxes and new TVs or paying more for cable, what has happened is a lot of people, instead of looking to watch BET, have decided to go over to social media like YouTube, and they decided to watch YouTubers like myself and get their content from YouTubers like myself because they believe that the content is of higher quality than what is produced by Paramount Global's BET. So BET wound up losing a lot of its audience when TV went digital, and with TV going digital during the Great Recession, people were looking to cut the cord because internet and cable were so expensive, and with internet and cable being so expensive, people decided to go start watching YouTubers and decided to start watching black YouTube, and BET just could not compete with the emerging market of new black media. And because new black media was growing at the time, BET was not able to adapt and again still continued to put out this negative, racist, and stereotypical content regarding black people and further alienated more and more of its audience. Now, the other reason why BET is no longer for sale also has to do with the fact that Paramount Global couldn't get the money that they wanted for it, and that's the fact that BET is a depreciating asset. Now, Paramount Global back in 2000 thought that BET was going to be a valuable asset that would accrue in value. However, that asset has depreciated in value, and it's depreciated in value because of the Telecom Act of 1996, depreciating the value because as media consolidated under the Telecom Act and television went digital, what happened was the asset lost value, and it lost value because the audience was no longer interested in watching BET. Now, Paramount Global is upset that they couldn't get $3 billion in bids for BET, but what they don't understand is that you're not going to get any type of money like that for the BET Media Group or any channel you put on sale, because those channels no longer have the wealth base that they used to, because they are depreciating assets in the evolving world of entertainment. Back in 2000, a television network had high value to its owners, but in 2023, most people don't even watch TV. In a 500-channel universe, no, most people now don't even care about television, because now they can go to a streaming service like Tubi for free and watch many TV shows that they want for free, or they can go out here and if they want to subscribe to a streaming service, watch whatever content they want on their time and decide to just cancel that service once they've finished watching what they want. So people don't have an incentive to watch TV like many Gen Xers and baby boomers did, where you had to sit there and commit to waiting for a show to come on at a certain time. No, you have a choice to watch whatever you want, whenever you want, and because you have a choice to watch what you want, when you want, you don't have an incentive to go out here and wait for content to come to a network. Moreover, there's much better content on YouTube with new black media. So the assets of the BET Media Group have lost significant value over the last 23 years, and sadly, Paramount Global doesn't understand how these assets have depreciated. But as someone who has studied the entertainment industry, I can tell you why these assets lost value. And again, they lost value because TV networks only have value if there's an audience for them. And the whole thing is BET doesn't have the audience that it used to have because legacy media no longer can hold people captive. Legacy media can't go out here and hold you captive because they're not the only content creators, and because legacy media now has to compete with social media like YouTube, and also has started to encroach on itself with these streaming services like Paramount Plus that they've created. What they have done is gone out here and created a place where their assets no longer have the same economic value that they used to. So BET's whole media group is not worth the $3 billion it paid Bob Johnson for it. No, it's worth far less. In a saturated media marketplace, it is worth far less, and Paramount Global thinks it's going to get any money. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen, because all throughout the whole entertainment industry, everything has lost value, because assets like this only have value if people want to go out here and watch them, and people no longer have an interest in watching BET when they can go out here and watch YouTubers on new black media. YouTubers who will present them with positive content like I do in my videos and with my books on the SJS Direct imprint. This is the kind of content people want, and they can also want to get objective content with objective viewpoints, so that's something they're not getting on BET, which continues to post minstrel shows like the Miss Pat show on its BET Plus streaming service. Again, people want different and unique kinds of content, and that's not something we're getting from BET ever since the Telecom Act of 1996 was passed. Now, the Telecom Act of 1996 was supposed to go out here and deregulate the media market, but many companies like Paramount Global, which was Viacom at the time, wanted to use it to consolidate media. And as they looked to use it to consolidate media, what they thought they were going to do was have control over the narrative, but what has happened instead is that they have lost control, and they lost control as TV went digital and audiences migrated over to YouTube and social media, and now they're stuck on a crumbling empire of depreciating assets that are losing value as we've gone into a generational shift. Because, yes, boomers and Gen Xers and some millennials loved TV, but all of those members of Gen Y and Gen Z were raised on computers. And as they were raised on computers, they learned about a completely different media world. And as they learned about a completely different media world, they no longer care about television because television isn't the center of their world. And this is what has companies like Paramount Global and others like Disney and Warner Brothers Discovery and Sony and News Corp and Comcast scrambling, because they know that they've basically lost the future audience. And as they've lost the future audience, they know that their days basically are numbered at this point. But there are some that are still out here proud, still trying to think that these assets have the value that they had 23 years ago, but they don't have that value anymore because young kids get their information on cell phones, they get their information on iPads, they get their entertainment on cell phones and iPads. They do not get their entertainment from televisions. They don't even get their entertainment from laptops. And sadly, Paramount Global is behind the 8 ball on this. They're thinking, oh, we're going to be able to withdraw our offer and maybe get somebody to go pay these high prices, but nobody's looking to pay high prices for an obsolete media format, that lost value over 23 years and lost value because of many of these owners lobbying the government for two pieces of policy that have proven to be tactical errors. The first was the Telecom Act of 1996, which deregulated everything and eliminated competition and creativity. The second was going out here and insisting that TV go digital in 2009, taking the captive audience away from television and giving people more incentive to migrate over to the internet. So these were two tactical errors, along with a third in the writers and actors strike that may lead to the complete implosion of Hollywood, because Hollywood hasn't been able to adapt. And maybe they should have just sold this in BET to Tyler Perry at a depreciated price, because the price isn't going to get any higher for BET. And I believe the other reason they didn't want to sell BET to Tyler Perry was because they did not want BET to come back under black ownership. Now, Paramount Global, I believe, is afraid of having to deal with actual competition for the first time in over 23 years, and what they feared was if a black man had power over the black narrative, they would start producing different kinds of content. Now, even though Tyler Perry is a bootlick and a clown who goes out here and creates a lot of minstrel shows for BET, the white owners were so scared of a black man having power what they did was look to again withdraw their offer to BET's media holdings because they wanted to keep it in white hands, because they know that BET is a part of Paramount Global, a completely sinking ship. And because they know it's a completely sinking ship, they know that it's a ship that is about to sink, and they know it's about to fall, and they know that this ship is about to go out here and sink. And again, these racists would rather go down with the ship than see parts of it go on to survive, and they don't want to go out here and take any L's. That's how proud these guys who are running Paramount Global are. They just are afraid of taking an L that would show that their whole holdings of assets are losing value, because to take a lower deal for BET than the $3 billion that they paid Bob Johnson for, this would show that BET is not worth what they thought it was, and it would also show that they made major mistakes in purchasing all of these assets to consolidate media. And that would be the truth, because these assets don't have the same value that they had many years ago. I mean, it's been over two to 3 decades since the Telecom Act of 1996, where the media platforms were completely different and the world was a different place. So the world today, the TV is not worth as much as it was in 96. It's not worth as much as it was in 2000. In fact, the audience no longer even watches TV anymore. So all of these guys who like the Redstones who ran Paramount Global, they're looking at, again, a sinking ship of depreciating assets, the same way Bob Iger is looking at a ship of depreciating assets over at Disney, the same way that David Zaslav is looking at a ship of sinking of depreciating assets over at Warner Brothers Discovery. All of these assets are losing value because people who used to watch movies and TV, these people are getting older. I mean, I'm going to be 50 in September. So all those people who were the median audience are starting to get older. And all of those younger viewers, they don't really care about television. They don't care about that old programming. They don't care about that old content. Yes, it had value to these entertainment companies' catalogs many years ago, but it doesn't have value to the young people. And again, this is another tactical error that they're making out of pride. Many of the guys at Paramount Global, they're thinking, oh, I don't want to sell BET at a depreciated value to a black person because that would mean I gotta take an L. So they would rather take a big L rather than take a little L, but they're losing anyway because these assets are losing value every minute as we speak. And as we speak, all of these assets are going to be absolutely worthless, and it doesn't matter who owns them. And again, it's looking to me, sadly, like Tyler Perry is dodging a bullet because they would rather let BET sink with the rest of Paramount Global, and that suits me fine because the media arm of white supremacy is losing its grip on the black mind, and the black mind would be open to the content of new black media and YouTubers like myself. So if you would like to pick up some of my positive black fiction on the SJS Direct imprint, like the ISIS series, the Esteem series, the John Haynes series, the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, my black sorority novel, The Thetas, my vampire novel, Eternal Night, or my black business novel, A Recipe for Success, or my men's issues books, you can find all those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them at other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. And if you'd like to see me make more videos about the entertainment industry, you can send a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited. ISIS, Escape from Transylvania. The Goddess Next Door and John Haynes must escape a horde of vampires on the hunt in this horror-filled ISIS series adventure. Get ISIS, Escape from Transylvania in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.
Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.